there, thanks for joining me for Bible journaling. Today we are supposed to be working on day 220 in our In a Moment to Breathe Encourage Devotional. But when I turn to Romans 12, 4 through 6, that page and the opposite page is already finished. And then the front and the backs of the next pages are finished. So last week we did a tip-in, and I didn't love that. So this week we are going to do the day before, which is perfect since that's today for me. So we're going to work on day 219, the view from my window. Our verse today is Psalms 82, 3 through 4. Provide justice for the needy and the fatherless. Uphold the rights of the oppressed and the destitute. Rescue the poor and needy. Save them from the power of the wicked. That sounds pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and read our story. I like being comfortable. My favorite spot in my house is where my little white chair sits by a window that overlooks my street. On sunshine-filled days, sitting in that spot with my coffee, my favorite quilt, and a good book is the best way for me to get outside of my head for a little while. My setup at work is similar. My chair sits in front of a large window, overlooking our street, and the sunshine streams in, always with a cup of coffee beside me. But my work window seat leaves me feeling anything but comfortable. I work and live in the inner city, and the reflective windows, the same windows that allow the sun's rays to stream through, are what people use as their mirror. There's a tent outside my window, too, made up of yellow and blue tarps, haphazardly thrown together for someone to sleep on the street. My heart becomes uncomfortably knotted every day, and the world's pain seems too overwhelming for any one person to make a difference. To those people the world has deemed the least among us, to those among us hurting the most. How do we serve? Even when it seems too hard, even when it feels too uncomfortable, too inadequate. How do we move both individually and collectively, so our acts of service make the most difference to those whom Christ has created in His image? We tune in so we don't avoid what makes us uncomfortable. We pray for our neighbors in Christ and also for our hearts to be moved to service. We listen to the needs of those in our community who are crying for justice. As we begin today, standing up for what is right, true and right, demonstrating Christ's love in action. A Moment to Breathe today says it doesn't have to be big or grandioso, just one small gesture. One simple act of kindness. Pray for the eyes of your heart to see the hurting around you and to know the one thing you can do today. So I love that. So that's our story today. So I have decided today, since our verse says, defend the weak and the fatherless, uphold the cause of the poor and the oppressed, rescue the weak and the needy, deliver them from the hand of the wicked, that I'm going to use this Moe's digital pencil image called Karate Girl. There is also a Karate Boy if you prefer that, and I'll put a link to those down in the description box. I'm also going to use a piece of sticker paper that I printed out my title on, so I'm just using the first three words in each sentence here because I like the defend, rescue, and deliver, or defend, uphold, and rescue here in my titles there. And I printed this on some clear sticker paper, and I'm just going to stick that on there like so. And this font is Black Oak STD, and it's size 20, if you want to go find that and use that. But first off, we are going to gesso our page. So I'm going to put a piece of paper back here real quick. And then we're going to grab some gesso. And I'm going to use this clear Dina Wakley gesso. I really like this. It's not gritty or anything. And we're just going to grab that. Oops, I probably could have pounded a little bit harder. And I like to put 2 coats. So I'm just going to go right along here, because I'm going to watercolor my girl today. And I did not shrink her down. When I opened her up from downloading her, she was already this size. So I liked how big she was and that she was taking up pretty much half of the page, since she's defending the weak. I thought she could be bigger. Okay, so I always give it a quick dry, and then I'm going to have to actually put the lid back on this and get some more on my lid, because there wasn't enough on there. Okay, so let's grab some more. And this little sponge dauber thing, I have used this thing forever. So I always just, when I'm done, I go and rinse it off with some cold water and squish it in a towel so that it dries, and then just let it air dry by itself after that. And it's worked multiple times. And I try to put 2 coats because sometimes I miss a spot, and this pretty much ensures that I'm going to get the whole page. And then I try to go one way, and then I try to again wipe this the opposite direction so that it will make sure to cover all the little spots in case I missed any. Then I just set my little sponge dauber off to the side and let that dry, or it won't dry out by the time I'm finished. And then I just rinse it off. And we'll dry this real quick. So my little girl here, she had, on her outfit, she had a few more lines on there, and I just chose not to put those on because I didn't want to draw all that on there. But like her belt and her sash and stuff had some lines and stuff running down the front, but I just decided I wasn't going to put that on there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and paint her. So let's go ahead and move her up a little bit. Let me turn my paper over like this. I don't know what was on that. Something I printed out before, so sorry about that. I wasn't paying attention that it had some silly advertising or something that means nothing on the back. Okay, so I'm going to use the Pigma Marketing Complexion set, and I'm going to paint my girl. I'm going to go ahead and get number 31 wet. And then we're just going to go in and we're going to paint her up. And I found that since I gesso, it doesn't need to be quite so wet. So I'm going to grab a paper towel and I'm just going to dab it down here at the bottom of my brush, towards the, not towards where the bristles are, but at the bottom, and suck some of that water out of there, and then come back and wipe it on. Otherwise I get a little puddle. I didn't get it wide enough. So let's go ahead and dab down here at the base of my brush and suck up some of that water. And then we'll come back and paint. That seems to work the best for me when I have the gesso on there, so it doesn't leave giant puddles on there. And we'll swipe over here. We're going to cover her whole face. I'm going to kind of go around her eye a little bit. I'm going to try not to sweep over the top of her eye. That way it will stay really black. But I can go back when I'm finished and just redo her face lines with my pen. I put those on. I trace my image in using my Lightbox and my Micron pen. And I do have a video on how I get the images in my Bible with my Lightbox. If you want to go look for that, it's on the playlist for how-to videos. Or I'll put a link to it too, I can, down in the description box if you would like to find it down there. Okay, well then let's go ahead, and I'm thinking that maybe she needs to be a little bit, since her face is kind of tilted this way, let's go ahead and add a little bit more over here. little bit of a shadow over here a little bit. And then for hair, I think I'm going to do this brown, which is 91. And again, I'm going to suck some of my water out of my brush. And then I'm going to come back and pick up some of this paint. And let's do it a couple of colors. Let's go kind of in here, and then maybe... grab a little bit more. And let's go in here, and we'll do the same thing in here. We'll add just a few little streaks. And then we'll paint the opposite color, or another color in those blank spaces. Seems like a keen idea today. But since we did up here, let's do this opposite one. Oops, her face wasn't dry all the way, so I picked up some of that facial color and drug it into her hair. That's okay. Deal with that later. I should have probably blow dried it with my blow dryer. Okay, now we're going to dry it, and we'll come in and we'll put another color in those extra spots. Okay, so for the other side, I think I'll do this reddish brown color. That looks like it would go great with my brown I already picked. Side. We should go down a little bit. Move my book so you can see something. I'm using a Silver Black Velvet number 6 brush. I really like these Silver Black Velvet brushes. They really hold the pointy end of the brush really well. And they hold a lot of water if that's what you are needing. So I really like today's verse. And today's story. Even though it's not the story we were going to do, or the day we're supposed to be on, it kind of works out perfect for me because Lexi went to spend the night somewhere, so I was like, oh, I'm going to do my video. And then I opened my Bible, and there wasn't any place to put anything, and since I did that tip in last week that I did not love, and that was completely my fault, I just needed to, I think, decorate it a little bit different. I decided today I would just do a different verse. And I need to know if you guys know of a program where you can put verses in and then get similar verses somewhere else, leave it down in the comment section, because I was kind of looking for something for that. I kind of thought I could use the Romans one and then just find another verse that kind of matched it. but I don't know how to look that up yet. I don't know enough about it to do that kind of thing. I know there is a way, I just don't know what it's called or how to accomplish it. Because I think I did it once for a Bible study I was doing, but now I don't remember what it was or how I did it. And God did not send me the wisdom for that, so I had to go with a different. I decided I would just do a different day, or today's verse instead. Alright, so there's her. Let's go ahead and put this over here in case we need that later. And I'm going to get out my Illustrated Faith set. And we're going to do... I'm going to pick up... I have some black right here that I already got wet, or I already used, so I'm going to just get that wet. And dilute it. Put it over here a little bit. And really get some water in there. And then I'm not really going to paint her outfit. I'm going to... I got too much water in my brush, so I got to wipe that off. So I'm going to just add some shadows on her outfit. Like, whoops. Uh-oh, her foot wasn't dry. I better dry that before I keep sticking my finger in it. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to dab off my paper to my brush here so it's not quite so wet. And then I'm just going to pick up some of this diluted black, and I'm going to use that to make some shadows on my white. I'm not going to paint the whole thing in. So then I've got all this down here at the bottom is going to be white. Okay, let's try that same thing over here with her pants. Go ahead and just brush some down here on this end. And underneath where her jacket is a little bit. I know you probably can't see very much up there, but it is kind of showing up a little bit. I'm going to move my paper towel. But I've rinsed off my brush, and now I'm just going to do the side of this line that's right there. And let's pick up a little bit more. And down here, we're going to do this side of her jacket. And again, I'm going to rinse my brush off and then dry it a little bit. And then come up here and soften this line. And let's do right here. And then I think I'll do right next to this little seam that she's got, or the little ribbing she's got. And then I'm going to rinse my brush off again because I've got quite a bit of black on there. And then we'll come back. I'm going to dab up some of this extra and then wipe it off. Okay, let's dry that. And then my girl is going to be a black belt because she's defending people. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some black. I don't think that was enough. I'm going to have to grab some more. Then I'm thinking that I'm going to do the sash. I might darken that up still. I think I'm going to do the sash on red. And here's some part of her pants. Let's color this in. Grab some of my red paint, and I'm going to do the collar and the little inseam of her jacket. And I know it's probably their jacket is completely white, but I don't want it to be that color. I guess I should have looked it up before I decided I was just going to paint stuff. But since it's my image, I'm going to paint it whatever color I want. Again, I'm going to add another coat because it's not very dark. And then let's dry that. And I think I'll do another coat of my black. And do I want to do, I'm thinking that I'm going to add a little bit of this light and down black on the bottoms of these pants. And maybe on this little seam around the outside. Although I could have made those black too. All right, what has she got up here? She's got these cute little hair bows in her hair, so let's make those red too. All right, there she is. Isn't she cute? Okay, so now we're going to get our little sticker here. I'm going to put this up here, but I'm thinking that I'm going to outline my image or my verse first. So we are doing 3 and 4. Make sure I'm doing the right section here. And it goes out here, so let's go. It's the same old sound in the same old town. I wake up early with a sigh. The morning breaks to leave behind the night I need to get me by. And then we're going to put this on. Oh, look, it's got the little peel off section right here. Oh, I love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this way up here. I want to make sure it's above my words or my verse. And then I smooth it down. Once you put the sticker paper down, you're not getting it up, so make sure to be careful when you're putting it down. I kind of run my finger along like this as I peel the paper off so that it will flatten it out and not have any bubbles in there. And then I smooth it down with my finger. And I tend to let these words dry a little bit because they tend to be a little bit tacky when you first print them out. So I usually print them out beforehand and then let them sit for just a minute and then they're dry. If they have like red or the black ones, if they're filled in like this, they tend to be a little bit more tacky than the smaller letters. So make sure to be careful because this one's pretty bold. So I want to make sure that it's nice and flat. Then I got this set of pins from Parku, and these are supposed to be erasable gel pins. So I thought that I could give them a try. So let's try this red one. And it's got an eraser on here so that you can erase it. And supposedly you can take these pins and you can heat them up and the words disappear. And then if it goes below a certain amount of, if it goes below 10 degrees, I don't know when it's going to get below 10 degrees Celsius, minus 10 degrees Celsius, the ink will come back. So, yep, it says new thermal sensitive gel ink that disappears with friction using the rubber tip the pen, smooth writing gel ink. And it says if the pen is exposed to extreme temperatures, the ink will disappear. To restore the color, so if you get it hot, it disappears, and then if you put it in the freezer, it will come back up there. So if that's something that's important for you, that might be handy. But it's red, so I thought I could try it out. All right, so I'm going to go with, maybe I should get my little thing that goes underneath here, though. This, because there's other stuff back here, and I don't want it to be all bumpy and get lost. So let's go. And it's not really loving this gesso on here. Okay, so I got my words on there. And then let's go ahead and put our date. So 8/8/18. And let's just say I messed it up. Let's try it out. And it did erase it. I'm going to try it on this. So let's try it on here. Let's go. So Heather. And then you're supposed to be able to erase it. Oh, it does. It erases really nice without the gesso on there. Oh. Let's try it again. Let's see if it'll disappear. Ooh, look at that. It completely disappeared. So I guess I'll have to stick it in the freezer and see if it comes back on there. But you can see just the outline where I pressed the pin, but it's gone. That's pretty cool. So unless you're going to be sticking your Bible into the freezer, you could actually just use it if you made a mistake. Heat it up with your heat tool, and then let it, and then it would be gone, and then you could start over. That's kind of cool. All right, guys, so there is my Bible journaling tip for today. I hope you had fun. If you have a question, leave me a comment down below, and I'll make sure to get back to you. Otherwise, I hope you are having a fabulous day. Oh, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the little bell next to it so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, or if I'm doing a live class. You can hop on over and join me and we can chat. Don't forget to say hi down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you're having a fabulous week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.